Slavoj Zizek says, the present changes the past. My favorite Hegelian slash Lacanian slash Marxist philosopher, Slavoj Zizek, wrote a book about Hegel called Less Than Nothing. Hegel was a famous 18th and 19th century German idealist philosopher, of course. Adorno was a 20th century critical theorist who founded the Frankfurt School. I've been doing a series on the philosophical discourse of modernity by Habermas. He was a critical theorist too, and he was Adorno's student. Critical theorists in the Frankfurt School are often strawmanned as cultural Marxists for not much of a reason other than that they wrote about Marx and culture. They weren't actual Marxists because they didn't follow the Marxism political ideology. They wrote about subjects like how the remnants of ideological Marxism remain in culture and aesthetics of the postmodern era after after totalitarian communist regimes. Most were frequently highly critical of ideological Marxists, so they were obviously not Marxists. Arnold Schoenberg was a 20th century composer and music theorist. In Less Than Nothing, Zizek gets into the complexity of history and what it means to be a Hegelian. He criticizes this concept that he calls mobilism. To Zizek, mobilism is the idea that the supposedly fluid nature of history revitalizes all forms of life, which is an interesting theory. He means this metaphorically, of course. We have an idealized lens through which we view history. The lens changes our current perceptions of idealized historical events and people. Zizek thinks that mobilism doesn't go far enough, though. Our inherently biased perceptions don't merely change details in minor ways. He's not just making a boring observation here. Zizek is saying that after a true historical break or some kind of revolutionary slash cataclysmic event, it's literally impossible to view it accurately or ever view it the same way again. This means that certain events can change our philosophies and ideologies so much that we never look at the past in the same way again. This doesn't objectively change history, but it makes us look at the past through such a fundamentally different lens that our judgments of events cause them to seem objectively different. Zizek references Adorno's example that he got from Schoenberg. Schoenberg called it atonal revolution. Like a true historical break, after an atonal revolution, it's possible to keep going on in the traditional way, but the new perception of events and the tonal music have lost their innocence. So, our new perception of history functions as a negation of previous perceptions of past events. Since, as Schoenberg claims, we forever view the past in completely different ways after a true historical break. This is how, to Zizek, the present literally changes the past.